So this is my Jaffra's Distinguished Men's Group, hosted by SharenD. So I'm glad that you can make it. I'm glad that you're a part of my life. I'm glad that you're part of my business. And I thought I wanted to talk tonight about fragrances. With Father's Day just around the corner, a lot of times that's the go-to gift for Dad. And a lot of times that's the only time you get them is the Father's Day or Christmas. So I wanted to talk about what it is that fragrances do for us, why they do that, and what benefits they have. You know, I put in the introduction about fragrances that fragrances are like a snapshot of our life. It brings back memories of times that years ago that brought us happiness, joy, sometimes even sadness. And those memories are tied to those scents that are around us. Just a couple of weeks ago, I remember getting a text about someone talking about they were smelling the honeysuckles or the jasmine and how that reminded them so much of their childhood and sucking the honey out of the flowers and so forth as a kid. And it takes you right back there, right? It takes you right back to those memories, laying in the grass, watching the planes right in the sky, that fresh scent of honeysuckle or jasmine. And I just love the smell of night blooming jasmine. It's just amazing to me. Those smells and scents of our childhood. Or the smells and scents of our emotions. Our emotions. The first time you fell in love, the fragrance that you smelled, was it at the beach? Or is it always and forever? This feeling and the sensation that comes with love, is it always tied to the smell of sea air? Because that's where the memory began? Or is it in a spring meadow? Or the powerful scent of roses? What is it to you? And what does that say about you? I wanted to share with you some things about fragrances and scents, is that we are attracted to certain scents. And not only to smell, but some of the scents and fragrances that we like to actually embrace in our life are things like rosemary. Very powerful scent that often is in fragrances that we fall in love with. Come to find out that those very same fragrances that we fall in love with to smell, they also tantalize us in our taste buds. You'll often find that some of the scents that you very much gravitate towards in terms of cooking or desserts or so forth come from scents that give off a lot of aroma because of the fact that they are used in cooking. This is cloves. Cloves is one that's very often used, particularly in men's fragrances. Cloves. And pay attention to what it is that you eat. Are you more an Italian food eater, where rosemary would be one of the major scents that would be coming in for you? Or are you more exotic, like cardamom? Cardamom is a scent that is used. Cardamom is a spice that's used in the Middle East and in India. Oh my! If you're a person who likes chai tea, cardamom is the scent that you are gravitated towards. And if you're a person that likes green tea, chai tea, I would sense that you probably like a lot of those kinds of fragrances that come along with it. I have so many samples of different different things that can give us those scents and so forth. Chilies. Who would think that chili peppers actually would be something that goes into a fragrance and gives you a long-lasting memory of that fragrance? Then you have, the one that everybody is familiar with from childhood to just about any holiday, cinnamon. The cinnamon sticks. And they are very poignant and very memorable. You can't erase that memory from your senses. Our sense of smell is one of our most powerful sense. It's called the olfactory sense, and it is very powerful in the way that it imprints on our brain and our heart. On our heart. Think about it. The smell of a baby. That newborn smell of a baby. You'd be surprised how many men that I sell baby fragrances to because they like that scent. And they know that women like that scent. We all like that scent. Who doesn't like to smell a newborn baby? My goodness. And one of the awesome things that Jaffer has done is they've broken it down for us. They tell us the types of floral scents that we are getting and what. I'm trying to get to the men's section here. So I'm going to tell you, for you, if you like and are gravitated toward the top notes of bergamot or tangerine, or the heart notes. The heart is the second smell that you get. The first initial smell is the top smell. And generally, it doesn't last that long. It comes on and it's gone probably within 10 to 15 minutes. The heart lasts a little longer. And if you are one that likes the cinnamon, nutmeg, herbaceous notes, herbaceous notes. Hope that's right. That's more of the oriental scent. And again, we popped off for a minute. I'm sorry. But we're talking about the oriental notes, the oriental scents. And the base note for the oriental scents generally is amber, vanilla, or resin. So the fragrance that has that in our line is this. Oriental notes are, the Navigo, the Legend, both Legends, and the Blazon, exclusive, and the JF9 is one that has that type. And I believe that newer fragrance that we just have with J Sport, if you haven't gotten that sample, let me know. I can send them out to you. We've got lots of really great men's samples that I can send out to you so you can decide what you like. You'll open it and it'll take you somewhere. It'll take you to where you first encountered that scent. So the next one I'm going to talk about is citrus. And the top note for the citrus is grapefruit, bergamot, cardamom. Where did I put mine? Cardamom and lemon. And they go really good together. And again, you probably noticed that when you think about it, those are the scents that the spices that you tend to gravitate towards in your preference for food as well, because it's not taken away from us. The smell, the sense of smell and the sense of taste are very much connected. So think about that. So the heart note would be something like jasmine and lavender. That would be the one that lasts for about a couple of hours, the heart. And the base with that generally is musk or patchouli. Patchouli and musk last 12, 15 hours. I have a couple fragrances that I wear that my daughter would say, "Oh, I could tell you were home, Mom. I smelled you all day long." Then we have, let me see, what do we have in the citrus before we go on? The citrus would be the Navigo Moon, citrus would also be our JF9 red. Our, let me see. Citrus. Where are you? It seems like there's more. Seems like there's more. But it's not showing more right now. So we'll go on to the woodsy. Now, when I showed you earlier, the rosemary, and then we also have the thyme. The thyme. What we're always looking for, thyme. And again, that has that woodsy smell to it. I wish you could smell this. And you can. Send me a message. I'll send them out to you. You still have time to put in your special request for Father's Day and let them know that I am a citrus man or I am a woodsy man. And the woodsy, so I'm going to just put that right there. That little bit of thyme. You'd find the thyme in the woodsy, but it would be in the base because it is more of a heavier. And that's how you tell is the top is lighter, the heart's a little bit heavier, and the base, like patchouli and musk and amber and sandalwood and cedar and moss, oak moss, cormorant and tandoke bean. They are heavier and they last and they're not going away. And they are scents that are going to be with you for your whole life. You're going to gravitate towards them. The woodsy ones are going to include the forager groups, which we have in the J Sport. We have it in the Yetsutsi, also Epic. Yes, Epic and FM. The urban, the rockin' soul, and the urban. And I believe the legend. Yes. And then in the JF9 Chrome, the one with the silver bottle, the one that has the expanded line for skincare, that falls in that one as well. And then you still have the woodsy and the forager. And the forager has more of in the middle, in the heart tones, it's going to have lavender, jasmine, the thyme, the geranium, and sage. See, again, those same scents that keep coming up in food and spices are the same scents that you're going to have come up in scents. And that's just amazing to me that we have that correlation there. So I'm looking at the cardamons, the different kinds of cardamons. Cardamons come in, I think, 3 or 4 different kinds of cardamons. Brown, this is the green one. In this bag is the green one. And it smells similar, but yet very distinctive. So again, I can send you samples of the Jafra fragrances. I can even send you a few samples of the different exact scents and spices or whatever they are. Yeah, this is more fruity. The golden one is more fruity smelling than this green one. But they're the same family. And again, how they taste and how they smell leaves an imprint on us. It leaves a feeling of well-being. It gives us a feeling of relaxation. And it can even do the opposite. So that's why it's important to kind of manage what scents you do like and what scents work for you, because you can have a scent that's actually going to make you more anxiety ridden, something that you wouldn't want to put on, as you're going out to dinner after a long, hard day at work. So you kind of want to know those things. What scents are more relaxing for you and what scents are more stimulating? Which one would you rather put on in the morning when you're getting out the shower that's going to keep you awake till 2 or 3 in the afternoon, right? And again, it is very distinctive. And There's ways of finding out and knowing and being able to use them to your advantage. People can say to you, when you wear that fragrance, you're a little more happier. And because people will notice that. And I said in my intro about this demo tonight, is that what does your fragrance say about you, and what do you want your fragrance to say about you? Do you want it to say, I've got lots of energy, I've got lots of drive, I'm relaxed, I'm a calm person? What is it that you want the benefit of that fragrance to tell the story of you personally? And also, what do you want it to do for you? Jaffer has this lavender and chamomile baby massage cream. I keep going back to babies. It may have something to do with just having my 5th grandchild a couple of days ago, but nevertheless, my older granddaughters, oldest one being 9 and the next one being 6, almost 7, they love to get the chamomile lavender rubbed on their feet and back at night. And even sometimes when my husband is a little restless, when he's tossing and turning, I will put some of that on his back, because the scent of it's relaxing, and it helps your senses to just go to that place where you can sit in it and enjoy it and just let your body relax. Okay? So think about that for you. What is your go-to scent? What is the most used spice that you go to in terms of cooking? Now, maybe you're not a cook, but you most certainly would know, well, I tend to like Italian food over anything else. Or if I want something special, I want to go for an Indian dish. Or I want an Asian, Chinese food. There are specific spices that produce specific scents from each of those categories. And they are the same ones that we wear to change our mood, to enhance our mood, to uplift our mood, to calm us down, or to take us to that place of a memory that from long ago. I remember my great grandmother always had peppermint. She always had peppermint and butterscotch. And so anytime I smell that, it immediately transports me back to Grandma. And I'm sure you have something like that in your background as well. So think about all the ways that we can use scents and spices and so forth, roots and herbs and all of that, to enhance our feeling, our mood, our energy level, our frame of mind, and all of that. And if you want to try out some of the scents, some of the fragrance packages, give me a buzz. I'll get them right out to you, and I will send you actually some of the spices that correspond with that particular scent, so you can kind of get an idea, so that you know what it is that calls you, what scents, smells, spices, which ones call you, and which ones do you answer to. So I've enjoyed my time with you guys. I totally am so happy that I started this group, because I feel like I am giving you guys more of what you deserve. Each one of you are distinguished men, and I am so happy that you took time out of your day and your time to be a part of my group. You'll be notified of what we will be talking about next month. The one on razor bumps is still up, and it has amazingly, it's interesting that I can look on my site and I'll see a certain number seen by. But then I actually had looked on a couple of other of your sites that have forwarded it And I'd certainly appreciate that, because with the forwards and checking that out, I've gotten like clearly almost 1,500 views. So somebody wanted to know about how to deal with razor bumps, and I'm glad that we were able to do that. So have a good evening. Thank you for checking in with me today. Father's Day is next Sunday. Enjoy your Father's Day. Enjoy every minute of it. Whether you're a father, an uncle, a grandpa, a neighbor that's looked after the neighborhood kids, if you've taken on the responsibility and fulfilled that responsibility of being there for a child in that role, I salute you, and I give you all the props and honor that you are due. Thank you. God bless you. Good night.